Is Benidorm Beach safe with the appearance of many marine animals there right now as you see this video? Benidorm has plenty of unfinished projects. Some of them are giant, million worth ones, but this is the brand new one that we are hoping to see shortly on the beach promenade. Plus, the situation in tourism, the weather forecast, which, by the way, we have to put ventilators on the terrace to move the air a little bit because it is literally insanely hot. All this and much more in today's latest Benidorm News update. Stay tuned up until the end. First of all, let's talk about the situation in tourism just the tiniest bit. As you all know, this is the busiest month of the year. It is the most expensive month of the year. But at the same time, a lot of people are still arriving to our city and town of Benidorm. And all the Mediterranean coast is full of tourists, both national and international ones. Families with kids, solo travelers, a little bit of everything. It's a mix of different types of tourism. Hence, hotels are fully booked, a lot of them. Some of them have minimum nights of stay, up to 7 nights minimum stay to be able to actually get and book this type of a hotel. At least 3 to 5 nights, it is a standard in August month. And this is why plenty of people on the streets everywhere you go. Altea was incredibly busy today. It's the busiest we've seen it in years. Albir was totally packed up. Benidorm, Villajoyosa, Alicante, everywhere you go. Tons of people. It doesn't feel overcrowded. Still, it's like a special busy atmosphere, especially if you see it on nighttime with all the lights, with all the beach, the moon out there, which is almost full moon right now. It just looks spectacular. It has some kind of magic to it. So it's not overwhelming in a bad sense whatsoever. Everything is open. Everything is available for you guys. All the tours, excursions, theme parks, boat trips, viewpoints, visit surrounding area, discover villages, markets, crafts market by the old town in Benidorm, and many, many more things are available up until October month probably, which is when slowly but surely it's going to be decreasing, but still plenty of time to enjoy. Also, not a good behavior lately we've seen on the British street. Not sure what's going on, but usually there's fights at night, and that's like more or less normal in a sense. But we were there yesterday when we filmed you the latest video that we've posted here on the channel. We wanted to do a video just of a walk of the Avenue of Philippines towards the Levante beach, but sometimes life prepares something different for you. And we were witnesses of a live fight with literal fists right there by the Red Lion on the British street. Not a good example. All tourists were just staring at it like this in shock, like they've never seen things like this before. And I don't want people to think that this is Benidorm, because this is just a British street. It's like a whole different world. It's not Benidorm itself, right? So this happens there, but it doesn't mean it happens everywhere. And this is what we've shown yesterday, the gorgeous, quiet and peaceful place like a Levante beach, which has nothing to do with the stressful situation we've lived just a few minutes before that. If you didn't see that video, check it out. It's the last before this news update that we've actually posted. Let's continue to the two main news. And one of them is actually a worrying situation. A lot of people are confused. A lot of people are afraid to go into the water on Benidorm's beach line. Mostly on the Levante beach, but it's also happening on the Poniente beach and Malpaz. Although with slightly less of force than it is on the Levante beach. And it's not the only thing that's happening, by the way, which we'll let you know in a second. First of all, there is an increase of medusas, like jellyfish, and it's a very big increase, a very sudden increase on the Levante beach specifically. I've seen kids fishing them and bringing them to the rubbish bin to throw them away, which is a shame because this is a live creature. You shouldn't do things like these. And also, people do not know that these are absolutely harmless jellyfish. If you see it, it has a brown color. I'll put it here on the screen how it looks like. This jellyfish has a very interesting name, which is the fried egg. Very nice, not a fancy name at all, but this is a totally harmless jellyfish. Trust us, trust the locals. Totally harmless. It doesn't bite, it doesn't sting, it doesn't do anything. It just exists right next to you. And you can also make some nice pictures with it. So instead of throwing it away in the rubbish bin or throwing it away, killing it on the beach, all this, just leave it there. Leave it there. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to be out there, like swimming around. It's not going to do anything to you. That is 100% for sure. This is one of the few jellyfish that don't do anything. And it is right here. Usually it's slightly further along in the sea, but due to the rise of sea temperatures and air temperatures, atmospheric temperatures, they came closer to the beach, and they are by the beach, by the seashore. But they're also like, there's giant colony of these around 20 meters from the seafront. There's like a whole wall of them, and it doesn't allow people to actually swim past it a lot of the times. You can, but people are just afraid they're gonna sting them, which they won't. But a lot of people just don't know about it. So this is usual. We tend to have these types of jellyfish. Not the only ones we have. Sometimes we have the dangerous ones, which are like purple and transparent white. These are dangerous. These do sting. These do bite. So careful with these. The fried egg doesn't do anything. Leave it be out there. For some people, it might be unpleasant, but they're absolutely harmless. And it's nice to see them actually so close to you. And you're able to actually look at it, just, you can even touch it if you want. They won't do anything at all. So a lot of people are worried, with it, which they should not be. And not only this, there are turtles back again. Sometime before, maybe a year or 2 years ago, there was a giant turtle. They're called tortuga boba. That laid the eggs on the Poniente beach, and people have seen it, and people from Oceanographic, from the giant marine animal park and association, they came to pick these eggs up to hatch them out there and then free them down into the sea back again. But this time no one's seen it happen, and yesterday at midnight people were in shock because they've seen, literally on midnight, all of a sudden on the Levante beach, plenty of baby turtles coming out and moving through the sand. So they alerted the police, the Oceanographic as well in Valencia, and they immediately came here, and they've taken all of these turtles because they were not going to the seashore. So 30 of them, there's 37 in total. 2 sadly did not survive, probably seagulls or something. 30 of them, they've released them into the sea safely by La Cala, Tiochimo, outside. And others, 7 of them, went to Oceanographic, and this is where they will be staying up until they're good to go, and they will be brought into the sea back again. So this is how strange several sea creatures are getting closer and closer to the Levante beach in Benidorm town. And the last news is about a brand new project, which is one of the few that are still pending, but there are million worth projects here, such as a brand new Plaza de Toros, the bullfighting rink, which will be like a library, a youth center, a giant futuristic building with gardens. Then there's the Mediterranean Avenue that they still didn't finish it. Only 1/3 is done, and the other part is still waiting for permits, waiting to see if there can be an underground parking made safely below the avenue to make sure there's plenty of space to park for everyone, and many more things. So another project is, by the way, the lovely light gurnal system that is done half through, and the other half is still pending. It's supposed to be done right now after the summer holidays, if I'm not wrong. And there's another project that just summed up to all this. And this is this one right here. These are the lovely, they're like post lights. These are called, they're columns. They're called Columnas Andrea. This is the name of the column for some reason. And this is like a light system. And what they will do is, these are 30 years old. There's 3 decades they've been here. They've served our city well enough. And now they will take all these down and they will refurbish, reform them. In some places, they will take them down directly just to make sure it's an open access without any kind of columns in the middle, which looks strange, honestly. But in other places, they will replace these with brand new ones. And on the inside, there's going to be the same LED light system as on the other part of the Levante beach by the old town, which is where you're able to adjust the lights, change colors, make it by the rhythm with the music. It's just going to be fun. It's going to be a very nice thing. And this is more or less how they will be looking like. So quite a great thing to do. And honestly, Benidorm is changing a lot the last decade. It's incredible. People don't even know if they're in the same city when they come here. So many changes have been done through this time. And honestly, it's converting itself even into a better place to live or go on holidays than it was before. Hopefully, all the rest of the projects will be done soon, but it's a matter of money, it's a matter of time. And you know that Spanish don't really like to rush into things, they do everything slow. And this is why we're still waiting for some of the projects to be complete. But shortly, hopefully, it will be all done and we'll have an even more incredible city that we already have right now. Let's continue with the weather forecast because this is something that's been going on for quite a few days, and we even have a ventilator right now here because it's impossible. We have a heat wave and it started at south parts of Spain, some specific areas, but by now it is literally everywhere except from the Mediterranean Sea and some north parts of Spain. Like by the seashore, it's not there, but all the rest of Spain, there's yellow or orange alert. And here in the area, there is also orange alert, like in our area, even though it's also Mediterranean. But here the temperatures will be rising up to 40 degrees real feel or even more. We thought it will be finishing up this Sunday. However, it's not the case, and it's going to be here at least up until following Wednesday to Thursday, which is more than 1 week of a heat wave non-stop. So be cautious, drink a lot of water, avoid staying a lot on the sunshine, hydrate yourselves, get sun hats, sunscreen, stay in the shade in general, or dive into the pool, into the sea. Don't go to swimming if you've eaten a lot of like greasy, fatty food, like meats, you know, like potatoes and roasts and things like this. That's difficultly digested. Avoid this. Go eat slightly lighter foods because it will be way better for you with these types of extreme temperatures. Trust us. This is why us Spanish will live on a base of salads, gazpacho, salmorejo, freshly cut fruit, and every now and then we grab some toast with some ham or something lighter for this day. Only at night people tend to eat meat or fish. That's that. During day, you don't even want to eat anything. That's how hot it is. So it's going to be sunny. It's going to be without any major clouds. It's not going to be raining whatsoever, like at all, unless there's going to be like a sudden rainstorm out of nowhere, but it shouldn't be the case throughout all this week up until next Thursday. Instead, we'll have very high temperatures, and temperatures will be increasing. The worst part will be Wednesday to Thursday next week, and this is when we will have more than 40 degrees South Spain, and here in the area we'll have 35 to 37 real temperatures, and the real feel will be more than 40 degrees. So stay safe, stay tuned here on the channel Benidorm by Ana for more latest videos. We'll see you in a brand new video this evening. Don't miss it, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you then. Bye.